Greetings, students, and happy chapter number 14, our final chapter in our life management course. So let's talk about positive things, celebrating successes, and continuing forward in those successes. Sorry. All right. So really we want to start asking ourselves, what did we discover about yourself, right? So much about life management is self-discovery about who you are, what makes you happy, what doesn't. All of these things are so important. Learning our strengths and weaknesses is crucial because you will better be able to choose career choices, choose partners, make some very important life decisions, the better you know yourself. Reflecting on what we've learned. This is one of the reasons that I like to do weekly reflections. It's been some of our activities throughout the semester to have reflections. And that is because it's so important for us to take the time to sit back and process and think about, how did I feel about what I learned? What did I learn about myself? What concerned me that I want to know more about or learn more about or figure out how to manage? Right? So doing that reflection process instead of just moving forward without really thinking about it and making some changes is really important. Gaining self-knowledge is an ongoing process. So it doesn't end when we hit 50. It doesn't end at 75. We learn more about ourselves as we age, and we should continue that process. We should never think that we're done. Identifying 3 of the most important insights gained. I think this is a really nice activity. So for you just to kind of jot down and think about, what did I really learn about myself here in this course? This was a first for me. And so I will share, just teaching this completely online format to younger age students in some unique type of learning environments has been a first. And so I gained a lot of different insights into how I like to work better, how the things I maybe want to adjust and change. And I really realized and learned that I enjoy it. I definitely enjoy working with unique student populations. I enjoy working with homeless students, foster youth, those who are in restorative justice, all of these populations. I enjoy helping them to start that path towards healthiness, learning more about themselves, and being a successful college student. All right, so let's see what we established and what we want to achieve. Again, this is some of your goals. So we've kind of gone over this in our last activity. We kind of had you focus on some of your goals that were really important to you. How do we stay motivated and positive? Motivation keeps us going forward. Right? So that's something that's really important. So if we want to be successful, we need to continue to stay motivated, even in times where things seem to be coming against us, and it really affects our motivation. Our motivation will fluctuate based on some of these things here. Sometimes we feel like, whoa, maybe I felt like I was going to go to college for 2 years or for 4 years and get a degree. And after that degree, I thought I was going to be making $100,000 a year. That's the reward I expected. And you got out of college and realized you're not making $100,000 a year with a 2-year degree or a 4-year degree. And so kind of adjusting those expectations and realizing, where you're at, but, keeping yourself motivated to continue to achieve. Now, there's certain things we can do to earn that 100,000, whether that be further education or getting some type of occupational or professional advancement. Okay. As you continue in college after this class, you can stay motivated by keeping your greatest successes in mind. So hopefully you have been successful in this class. What things were you most successful at? Keeping those in mind will help you to know and remember, oh, I did it already. So if I'm struggling in my next class, let me think back to this class and think, in the beginning, I thought there was no way I was going to pass or no way I would get an A for sure. And I made those accomplishments. So I've got to remember my successes, right? And reflect on that, continue to do that. Right, 3 strategies that helped you maintain your motivation this semester. So what are some things that you learned about yourself that helped you stay motivated? I can even think back to when I was in school And especially when I was doing my doctorate degree, which is a really challenging time. I was a mother, I was a single mom, I was, I had a lot going on at that time. And I just remember the different things that would keep me motivated, thinking about that my kids were giving up some time with me because I was working and I was going to school, and they knew that I wouldn't be able to spend as much time with them. So I kept thinking, I can't fail because my kids have already missed out on this time. So there's got to be a reward. I've got to finish this degree because I have to show them that I value their sacrifice. They sacrificed some time with me, and I wanted to value that by being successful. And so when I got frustrated, I had to keep thinking about my kids. And so what motivates you? Like, what are those things that keep you going, right? Continuing to stay positive. So positivity is crucial, I would say, in life, right? I always want to surround myself with positive people. I do not enjoy pessimistic people or those people that tend to complain, groan, moan, point at other people as the problem all the time. It's never their fault. That is just very discouraging to me. And so I've even taught my kids, when we choose friends, I want you to choose friends that are uplifting, that positive, right? Not people that bring you down. A cornerstone of critical thinking and personal responsibility is self-awareness. And self-awareness really means this understanding who you are. Understanding yourself. The more you understand about yourself, the better able you can make decisions, the better able that you can choose careers, that you can choose and make good choices, right? So being self-aware. Sometimes I'll point things out to people like, wow, you're really inspirational. And the person will say, what do you mean? And I'll be like, oh, gosh, hearing your story about your life inspires me. You've been through a lot, and you're a very good speaker, and you're very inspirational. And they'll think, I never really thought about that. I just thought my life is my life. But they're gifted at being able to inspire people. And so sometimes we are not aware of our giftings. And so for you to become more aware about yourself and your giftings is important. To maintain that positive attitude, we want to do these things, right? We want to develop resiliency, meaning we want to be able to overcome challenges that will come your way in life. Overcome challenges. We want to maintain hope. So we always want to have that outlook for maintaining that there is hope. Strengthen our self-efficacy. So your ability to be successful within yourself, your self-efficacy. And take personal responsibility for your learning. This is important too here. A lot of times I will have students complain to me about other instructors or other classes and say, oh, I wish they were like your class, or, oh, I wish this, I'm failing in this class. And I kind of think, you need to take personal responsibility. So if you and your instructor, or if the class is not exciting for you, whatever it be, you need to figure out a way that it's going to work for you and take that responsibility, because you may need to pass that class to achieve your goal. And so not blaming others, but rather saying, okay, so the way I worked in Professor Westland's class, maybe I have to do it differently with this instructor because they teach differently. And going to the instructor, making office appointment to show them I'm motivated, I want to succeed in your class. How is the best way I can do that, right? All right, and what skills did you build? So what kind of skills did you build? I hope you got some organizational skills. I hope we learned not to procrastinate. I hope we learned some time management. I hope we learned some skills that are important, which I think of as the soft skills, which are dealing with people. Those kind of like those skills that deal with people, being a team player, being flexible, all of these things are so important. As I said, when I used to hire people, I didn't care so much that they had used our software before. I cared, can I teach you? Are you what I call teachable? Do you have an attitude that's positive? Do you have an attitude that says, oh yes, I want to learn, and not be defensive if you're wrong about something? Are you a team player? Those are the people I want to hire, because with those people, I know that I can teach them how to work, and that they're going to be successful, and they're going to be a good addition to the team, right? Right? Who supported you? So who supported you? Keep in mind, we can only succeed in life with the help of others. It is so crucial for you to understand you cannot go it alone. I know that there are some of you that are introverts. Maybe you're not as outgoing as others, and you think, I just have a hard time asking for help, I have a hard time expressing those things. We have to figure out a way to do that because it is so important for you to get help from others. You cannot manage it on your own. And so think of the people, whether they be on-campus resources, even those people in your personal lives, in your social circle, friends that have supported you. Keep achieving goals, right? Remember that ultimately you are in charge of setting your goals. So defining your goals and tracking where you're at with those goals is all on you. It's not up to your parent or your academic advisor or your teacher or any of those people. It's on you. So continuing, even when you have those setbacks, when doors close and you have challenges that are very difficult and you seem like it stepped you back a bit, how do you continue to go forward? Continue to readjust those goals. Adapt to new challenges. Wow, this is a good one. So, take stock of what's meaningful in life to you. So when we get these new challenges, we have to figure out, for instance, I have students in my classes, especially my night classes, who tell me that they got out of high school, they were doing great, they went to college, A student, and then life happened. They got pregnant. They had a death in the family where they had to go to work full time and they couldn't continue going to college. And here they are 10 years later, 15 years, 20 years later, coming back to school, feeling like they're older, feeling like, wow, this is different because, it's not like it was 20 years ago when I went to school. So what happened here is a life challenge. It's like things are going good and all of a sudden life throws you a curveball, and this is going to happen for all of us. Life throws a curveball, and it's like your issue is, how do I continue on? Maybe I have to put college aside for now, but maybe I can come back to it later, right? So taking stock of these new challenges and continuing to be motivated. All right, so stay connected. Make sure that you're staying connected to those resources. We talked about social capital. It's so important. And all of the different resources that you can use and manage. Connect when you go to school, connect early to those resources. Find a mentor. Some of you already have mentors. These people can provide so much assistance and so much support. If you don't have a mentor, find one, right? That's what you want to do. And then I hope as you grow older in life that you will consider being a mentor, as I do now. I mentor and I like giving back. It's a wonderful feeling. And you are literally investing in the next generation. And so being a mentor ultimately. Network. So network goes hand in hand with that kind of social capital. So network is this opportunity we have to meet and get to know new people, so that we can obtain insights into different areas such as colleges you want to go to, colleges you want to transfer to, or primarily job opportunities. Through networking, we hear about job opportunities, right? And so being able to do that. Yeah, so continuing this process of networking, even if you're antisocial or you struggle with some social anxiety, being able to just have one-on-one conversations. So don't think that you have to go into a environment and be the social butterfly with everyone. Rather, networking could just be having one-on-one conversations with different people that can give you some good information. All right, research really says optimism is having hope and confidence about your future. So being optimistic, even when you are at the lowest place you've ever been in your life. And that happens. So even when we're at this point in time, maybe we can't achieve some of the things we'd like to, you're still optimistic that when your situation changes, that you are going to be able to move forward and be optimistic in achieving those future goals. Right, so work, continue to celebrate those successes, right? When we get those difficult times, what we call setbacks, challenges, take personal responsibility for that by analyzing and learning from what went wrong, what caused you to fall short. So when we have a setback, if you fail a class in the future, why did you fail the class? Did you stop attending? Did you stop going to class? Did you get angry at the instructor for something and just decided to never come back again? Were you struggling because you didn't get tutoring in the content of what you were learning? What happened? Because by analyzing what happened, we can then make some changes for the future. Okay, so it's important to take that personal responsibility. Don't blame it on everyone else. All right, so thinking about work and success here, adapting to change. Yeah, this is a big one. When you think about that, maybe when what you learned in school might be different when you go to a company and they're using all kinds of different updated technology. They're using different software you've never heard of. I always kind of joke with my friends nowadays that the days of customers being right or customer service being important are gone. I go to stores to buy something and I go to find a salesperson and I find a salesperson and the salesperson will be talking with another coworker and I stand there for like 5 minutes while these two salespeople are in a conversation, a social conversation. And they see me and it's like they really don't care whether or not I buy the item. Customer service is not important, right? So our ideas sometimes have to change about what is the future trend in the marketplace, what's going on, right? You need to be abreast of all of those changes. So continuing to network. So keeping your professional and academic life. Again, we talked about a mentor. It's so important for that mentor to help you, support you. Now, supporting you doesn't mean they give you money. Supporting you doesn't mean they agree with everything you say, because a good mentor is actually going to kind of show you where you need to rethink some things. That's a good mentor. I think that's a good partner too. In life, I always say, what's the fun in having a partner that's just like you? Better to have a partner that will call you out on some things and say, you know what, your way of thinking might be a little different. My perspective is this. And you might be careful how you say that because somebody might be offended by this. And they're showing you a different perspective. And I want your mentors to do that for you also, right? When you keep your professional relationships, think about making sure that you keep them with your peers, those who work in the same field or same level as you, but also with those who are above you. In other words, I'm good friends with my dean at my college, right? She has a superior position. She oversees all of the faculty. Yet we are friends, yet I can call upon her for a letter of recommendation if I need it. We have a good working relationship. And so even though she is my superior, I don't feel like she's not approachable. And so keeping that in mind, because sometimes you'll find those who are very successful, they're willing to help. They're willing to guide you. And so open yourself to those relationships. So kind of talked about here some successes. I will say I'm very proud of all of my students who have, all of you who have successfully accomplished this semester and this season together with life management. And I'm definitely looking forward to the many, many accolades and stories and successes that I know will be in your futures. I love it when students email me later in life and say, I just accomplished this, I got this job, or I'm at this place in life, and they're successful, and I love hearing that, and I expect that from all of you.